slavery and racism. So again, that's the same question I just asked with the Africans. Why wouldn't you? Because there's money involved in this kind of behavior.
That's shit. We lost True right when he's making good points.
TJ, bring yourself up. Number one. Number two, OG Classic Jones. I saw you say earlier you want to get on Happs. Man, I need you to hurry the hell up, straight up, because I see what you're putting over there, and I want to see what you're going to say as well. Information, man. Big up for seeing you, man. Good seeing you for real. I know the heat you was going to bring. I'm done. Go ahead.
Are you ready to come down, Tony, or something?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to get that in before
real quick, hold on, info.
Shannon, I just what?
Well, Shannon been waiting to say something for a while. Shannon, come in and
no, man.
You good?
But see, like I said, I want to hear information. Man was actually about to come in.
Okay,
and I don't know if that was off.
Yeah, long
but
go ahead, info.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I just connected my. Let me mute that. So I just connected the broadcast to my YouTube channel, so there may be
more folks. People coming in.
There might be a flood of people coming in pretty soon. What I wanted to say is that, brother, I understand what you're saying. What I agree with Truth is that Black people in the diaspora of the world, we all have different experiences. Right now, the Jamaicans are in a move to sue the British for what the British did to them. Therefore, as a Black man in America, I'm not going to tell people of the Jamaican ancestry what to do about their reparations and tell them they shouldn't be worrying about no money or shouldn't be worrying about this and that. I'm not going to try to marginalize their movement. Therefore, in America, as a Black man in America born here, I don't want other groups in the diaspora telling me about my reparations claim for what happened to us here. I think that we can work together, but we have to recognize each other's cultures. And I think that you're right. In the continent of Africa, oftentimes they're not taught about our history. We're not taught about their history properly because they want to keep us divided and keep us ignorant. How many of you heard of Agenda? What was it, Shannon? Agenda. It was during Jimmy Carter's presidency. Was it Agenda?
About, I know what it is. It's you're talking about something Agenda, Global 200, Global 2000, Global 2000.
Well, no, it's not actually Global 2. What it was, and somebody can probably put it out there in the chat if people come in. It was a plan to keep the Black Americans away from brothers and sisters in the continent, to keep us ignorant, keep us away, because back in the 70s, they were trying to it's called Agenda 20. It's called Agenda 47 or Agenda. Damn it. And I did a YouTube channel about this a long time ago. But basically,
talking about Henry Kissinger, info man, the one thing.
No, that's 1972, how to create famines and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
no, this was a plan laid out by the Jimmy Carter administration. The goal was to keep Black people in America away from Africans in the continent from unifying and working together. But what I'm basically saying is they've always have tried to stop us from working together. And I totally agree with that. We got to figure out a way to work together, but we can't undermine each other's movements. As I said before, some people may not like what I'm saying. Black people in America, we have always been fighting against this enemy. We don't have a history of laying down to our enemy. We got a few sellouts, buck dancers and such like that, but we've always been fighting. What bothers me, and I know it's not going to be popular, is when you have Black people who come from other parts of the diaspora of the world, and then they come over here and they sort of coon a little bit and put white folks on a pedestal. And then
Agenda 21?
And then, Agenda 20, no, not Agenda 21. And then they will sometimes shit on us and call us the gatas and all this other shit. And I'm saying to myself, well, wait a minute. When you came over here in the 70s, Black people were struggling at a time when you weren't even here to kind of make some of these streets safe for your ass. So you can't come over here and be disrespectful to us and expect that we're going to have unity. So we have to give each other respect. Yes. And we have to work together. And I think that's one of the reasons why there's been a divide, whether it be Black people in America or Africans or brothers and sisters in the continent, because we sometimes don't understand each other. And then there's a divide and conquer, and we have these stereotypes. And I know when I was a kid, we got these stereotypes from looking at them goddamn Tarzan movies and all that nonsense like that. And then you had the word African booty scratcher that people used to say. And I'm not proud of any of those things that people said back in those days, but that's how the hate for one another began its origins, along with them not teaching us history about each other. So it becomes a serious problem. But I think we definitely need to do business in Africa. Not everybody's going to move there because we got problems here and they got problems there. They got a European, and now they got the Chinese over there who are trying to take resources and impregnating the women. That's a problem. So you can't really criticize us when your backyard is just as dirty.
Facts.
I'm going to stop right there. I know I probably made some folks mad.
I understand where you're coming from because I'm hearing that more than once. I also understand what you're saying because a lot of times that I've worked with Africans, Native Africans on the job. I see a lot of them coming over here to make money, and they do want to take people back with them. There's a lot of conspiracy behind that. There's a lot of coercion, if you will, for those who have dealt with Africans that seen them. Why don't you come back home with me? Why don't you check this out? Or why don't you marry my wife and bring her over here and make her citizen and all that? I understand the conspiracy behind it. I'm not against us working with Africans, and we do have to admit Africa is being pillaged of its resources.
Right.
As much as we're the richest. Go ahead. Let
me just make this announcement to everybody that's coming into my chat room. Peace to everybody. I'm actually on the Political Smoke Show, which is on Happs TV. But on Happs, we're able to come onto a panel together, and we can send out the content to any of the social medias that any of us are on. So because the discussion was really getting good over here, I decided to load up this discussion, this video on Happs to the YouTube channel for those of you that are looking at me on YouTube right now. So I'm actually technically, folks, a guest on the Political Smoke Show. And our guest, our host, TJ DA, is
TJ the Prodigy,
TJ the Prodigy. He had to step away for a minute. So just for everybody in the chat room knows that I'm actually a guest on someone's show, but Happs allows you to plug any broadcast into your system on Happs and into any social media. So we're on Twitter right now. We're on everything
Twitter,
that's
Facebook,
out there
Twitch,
on social media.
And YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube,
Let me just say peace to everybody out there. DOD, I watched your video today that you did on ABL. He's such a fool, brother, such a fool. But anyway, so everybody who's out there listening to see me, I'm a guest on a brother's show. And I just want y'all to know that. But the discussion was great, and I wanted to get it in here. So let me stop the advertisement and let other brothers speak now.
You're going to get it. I'm going to just finish what I'm going to say. I'll let Brother Shannon speak. I'm not against it. We got to figure a way to pool everything and to build our own. That's always going to be a conversation amongst African Americans due to what we've been going through. I was still trying to look up that agenda. They said Agenda 21 wasn't it. So we're trying to see what it is. Whatever the agenda was under Jimmy Carter to keep African Americans away from going home. Anybody that knows what it is, y'all, please let us know. We'll look it up.
Hold on.
Brother Shannon,
this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to look up what I'm exactly talking about, and I'll let y'all know.
Okay, please. TJ, I was going to say let Brother Shannon go. He's been quiet for me.
No, that's cool. I just want to say this. We good for like another 30, and I'm going to roll because I got to start cooking dinner.
Right, you're good. Go ahead, Brother Shannon,
cool.
please.
Yeah, Shannon good. And I'm going to come clean up with some of the stuff Info said after Shannon, too. I'm going to come clean up some of the stuff, too. Shannon, what's causing?
Yeah.
First I want Shannon respond to is the thing why you said you don't think because you had a very visceral reaction to why you said Black people shouldn't go to Africa, go back, or something along those lines. I want you to say that because I'm genuinely interested in what you think about that.
For one, we're not going back to shit. We'd be going. Okay, we're not going back because we don't really know where the fuck we came from over there.
Sure.
So we're not really going back. We would be occupants just like they are over here. They're occupants. They're visitors. We're not going back home. We don't know where the fuck we came from. Now, all you Ancestry.com motherfuckers, eat a dick.
Oh, shit. Why you gotta
see, any motherfucker who can type that shit in, you got another motherfucker on the other side saying, should we give him Egypt or what? Not Nairobi? Look at him. His nose is kind of narrow. Somalia. Okay, fuck it.
No, you did, Shannon. No, you didn't, man.
Wow. That's one thing. That's one thing. We really don't know where the fuck we from. Now, I've heard all this shit about Ghana. Most of the people that talk about going back to Ghana right now are notables or celebrity types. Let me ask you this. Tony's because Tony's got, and he's been public with his shit. A lot of motherfuckers real private with what they do over here. I'll do me and I'll do Tony. We know Tony is an aircraft mechanic. I cook food with cannabis in it. We pack up our people. No U-Hauls, because we got to fly.
Right.
Because I'd be goddamn if I get on a motherfucking boat going back to Africa.
I got reservations about that shit, my dude.
I got reservations, and they not at 6 o'clock about that. I'm not getting on a boat to go back to Africa. So you're gonna put me on Air Africa, right? I get everybody up. Me and Tone take our people over there. Tone lines up. We get to Ghana. What you do? I'm an aircraft mechanic. We ain't hiring. He slide to the side. He got some paperwork to fill out. He got some shots and shit to get. He got all kind of shit. Because they're going to treat us like we treat them. We knew over there. They don't know what we got, what we don't got. So they're going to send us over there to the quarantine. Here, I step up. Me and my brood. What you do? I'm a cook. What kind of cook? I cook with cannabis. What jail cell I'm going to get?
Hold on. Why are you making it seem like you only know how to cook with cannabis? You know how to cook regular food too, so you're a cook. You don't know how
if I want to cook, if I want to cook, I'll open up Mel's Diner.
Okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do eggs over easy for a motherfucker but me. So what? I'm not a chef. I didn't go to culinary arts school, so I don't demand a certain salary in anybody's kitchen. But when I step out there, I'm a magical motherfucker with cannabis. Now, I can cook anything, but I be goddamn if you're going to give me an hourly wage, tell me when to show up, when to get off, what foods to cook, and then pay me a wage that I can't raise my family on.
I don't know if it's like that over there, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that over there, Shannon.
Nigga, I'm talking about right here.
Oh, you talking
I'm talking about right here.
Okay, I got you.
Now, I go over there, I don't even have a resume. How hard is it going to be for me?
I like what Greg Harris just said, too.
It might be a demand for weed over there, Shannon. Hey, it might be a demand over there. You got to look, right?
Well, we know one thing. If you have money, with the right connections, you can get opportunity to buy land, to create your businesses and things of that nature. You may even be more easier to create a business over there than it would for you to get one over here. But it just depends on the mindset and what you're trying to do and the particular country within the many countries within the continent.
Yes.
If you were to go there, my thing is this: it's not about whether you're going to move there, because people always push that part of it. It's about would you be willing to invest in a business that could be lucrative for you when you got soil. And this is the reason why I say this. Black people in America sometimes, and I'm balanced here. Sometimes we have a lot of criticism for the continent. But if the continent is that bad to us, if it's really that bad, why the hell are the Chinese and the Europeans and everybody over there is over there and they're somehow getting them a piece of the pie? Whether it be, yeah. So what I'm saying is you got other groups, Europeans, Chinese, and other groups that are going over there to benefit financially with the resources. Everybody runs around, thinks that chocolate comes from Switzerland or from Europe. That's bullshit. Most of the chocolate that we're eating comes from Africa. Then they import it to, right, my good brother. Then they import it to Europe, and then they put some damn stamp on the package and say, oh, European chocolate. No, you eating African chocolate. It's just the European put their face on it and they're making money. That's what I mean. Every other group is figuring out how to exploit the continent. My question to Black people in America, if anybody should be benefiting in some economic way from the continent of Africa, it should be us benefiting from our legacy of if our family came from the continent. So if we say that some of us came from the continent, then it's in a way we got every right to invest and develop kingship and friendships with people there, more so than the Chinese and Europeans who ain't over there to be nobody's friend. They're over there to get the resources. At least we can invest and develop kingship. You see, and there are Africans who do ask for that, who do say, yes, brothers and sisters, come over. We want to work with you. And then, of course, there are going to be some that's going to hate on us. I understand that. But I look at it in that way. Am I moving there anytime soon? No. Would I be willing to do business if I can muster up the money to do that investment with other brothers? Yes, I would be, because everybody else is making money, Brother Shannon. And Black people in America, we're actually losing out with not investing. I'm going to say this, and maybe people may not like this. Because we are dark mattered people, we come from the universe. We should be the most global people on this planet than anybody.
Which we are.
Because we're all over the world. We're the most, we are most populated of this world than anybody else. Anywhere in this world, you're going to find Black people somewhere on this planet. So we should be more global in our mindset. Doesn't mean you got to move there, but you should be about, why is it that Black people not making that money? Why are Chinese over there? We got Black people. We got construction companies in America.
Yep.
Y'all all got valid points. And I haven't disagreed with anything that you said, information, but you got to understand.
Yes, sir.
We might not be the strongest at this point. I don't think we are the strongest. I don't think America is the biggest swinging dick in the world anymore.
China.
We were at one time. They used to say that the president of the United States is the most powerful man in the world. I have a hard time believing that anymore.
They don't say that shit no more.
It will be China.
They don't say that shit no more. Now, here's the other thing with that. So if we are Black Americans, and we were the most powerful motherfuckers in the world. So let's go back. We're speaking with specificity here. We're just speaking with Black Americans, not Black people, Black Americans who originated over there. We're the most universal people. We're the most universally liked people in this world.
Yes.
Everybody loves what we do in this world. They just don't love us.
Absolutely.
They don't love us. They don't. Here's the thing. If a motherfucker who hates you, because see, they say that all the rednecks out in the sticks and all that shit, they hate us. They hate our color. They couldn't care less about anything else. They hate the color of our skin. The motherfucker who really hated us in this country was the first 15 presidents in this bitch. And J. Edgar Hoover. And J. Edgar Hoover.
Uh-oh. What the hell is that? Oh.
Your ass watching wrestling.
I'm just autoplay. That's on my
Your ass watching wrestling. Hey, big ups to Greg Harris on your YouTube channel, Information Man. Yeah, big ups to him for real.
Real quick, hold on, because I want to clean some up before we get too far off. And I'm probably let y'all close it down anyway, because I'm good for like another 20 and I got to go cook. But I'll say this to bring you and Information Man points together. If you got something to give or take to Africa, go over there. Because I don't think everybody from America is of the right. Black Americans, everybody here are not of the mindset to go back to Africa. They're going to take their problems over there, which Africa don't need no more problems than they already got. So I don't think most Black Americans are equipped to go over there to begin with. Stay over here, cool. But all I ask you to do is have a skill to uplift Black people, whether it's here or in Africa. You can stay here and still outsource your skills to Africa and still be here. If you're good with technology, if you're a good teacher, you can do that shit from a computer. You don't even got to leave the home, but do something and stop causing problems in our community being shiftless and lazy. That's where the problems come in at. And I'm not even gonna lie, I want to shoot y'all ass when y'all come around me. If you shiftless and lazy, it's no place for you in the community. Because guess what you're gonna end up doing? You're gonna end up being a problem. That's what these game bangers and all this shit is. They directionless, don't want to listen to nobody. I'm not here to think, or am I going to sit here and lie and pretend? I'm done with that save all Black people shit. If you don't want to do nothing, you want to sit on your ass and complain or be a problem, get the hell out of my way. Because the minute you get in it, I'm going to get rid of you. I don't got time to save everybody. That's not my goal anymore. Because I know most Black people are too far beyond being saved. They want to do whatever they want. They don't want to listen to Shannon. All three of y'all on here older than me. I listen to everybody. Most people my age do not want to listen because they grew up doing whatever they want to do. They grew up not having these fathers. And some part of that is right. They got the right to not want to respect nobody that ain't leave nothing behind for them. I'm not going to respect nobody, and I've said this 1,000 times. I'm not going to respect you just off biology. If you don't do anything for me, I have no reason to respect you. The reason the Chinese boy respects his father and the Mexican and everybody else is Jewish, because they left them a legacy behind. They left them trust fund. A lot of Black fathers don't do that. All three of y'all on here probably left some for y'all children. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the majority of Black men have not left shit for the offspring. That's why they out of control. However, I'm not stupid enough. I'm a very much so a realist. Most Black people over the age of 35 are stuck in their ways, and you're not going to be able to help them. I can try. I'll present the information in front of you. This is what we need to do and all that. But look at this panel alone. Everybody got different perspectives on Africa. I haven't heard one universal reason why everybody should link up and go back to Africa. And I'm not saying none of y'all reasons are wrong. However, I am very aware that panism, which is the homosexuals use it very effectively. What do they call themselves? So it's a branch of the homosexuals called pansexual. Let's focus on the word pan for a minute. Pan means all. It's strength in numbers. If Black people don't develop even a mental sense of Pan-Africanism, Black people will die in large numbers. And it's going to be 1% of Black people in this country left in 50 years. Because it's no incentive for nobody else to take care of us. Because guess what? You got all these other foreign people over here that'll work for pennies or what they would consider less than minimum wage. Because the Black person, as they should, have a lot of pride in themselves. We're not going to work for less than minimum wage. We paid our dues in this country already through multiple forms of oppression, Jim Crow, Reconstruction. We did our shit already. We should be getting motherfucking checks. They get Native Americans check. They get the Jews a check for some shit that happened in Europe. The Holocaust didn't happen in this country. My heart goes out to those people. That did not happen in the United States. Why is the U.S. government paying the money for that? Why is the Japanese people getting paid for shit? Why is the Native Americans getting checked? As they should, but at the expense of Black people.
Well, the Native Americans still get billions they get billions of dollars for all sorts of things. I did research on this. The Japanese, of course, were put in camps. And of course, the Jewish people are getting money from the United States plus Israel. I mean, they're getting money from what happened to them in Germany.
Germany,
but you know what gets lost in that particular discussion too? A lot of people have forgotten the history of Black Germans. You know that Hitler didn't like Black folks either. Obviously, some of the first people that were exterminated over there in Germany were Black Germans. See, they don't talk to you about that history.
No, you don't hear that. I do not hear that. Go ahead.
I'll stop right there. But they don't tell you that.
A lot to add on what he just said. He's absolutely right. And I found this out when I was in college in 2012. During the summer, all my roommates was white. They were from Dubuque, Iowa. I went to the University of Iowa. During the summer, they went back home to Dubuque. I'm obviously not driving 4 hours back to Chicago for a 1-month vacation. So I stayed there. While they were gone, I had an Indian and German roommate. He told me, he said, when I see Black people in this country, I'm so amazed because they don't look anything like the Black people that we revere back in Germany. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, do you know most, I forgot what they call in Catholicism, bishops and all that, the higher ups in the church?
Bishops,
said,
cardinals, archbishops, and all that.
Right. He said, do you know a lot of them historically was Black people with hair that looked like yours? I didn't know that until he told me. He's from Germany.
I didn't know that.
They worship black people in Europe because they know what we really. Guess who's the most racist white people in this country? The ones that live in the United States. The ones back in Europe, except you know how many black people in London? Black people all through the United Kingdom, all through Europe, they have a different perspective. Some of them racist too, of course. But generally speaking, the most racist people and most racist white people walking this planet are United States white people. You get a completely different perspective. And this is something that I've experienced personally. It's not something I read in a book. European white people not as nearly as racist as white people here in the continent. Do you know how many athletes got wives from Europe? If they was racist, why would they marry you?
Yeah,
it's a completely different perspective on black people from Europeans because they know what we really did for them. Case in point, let's go back to the Jewish thing. People don't know it's a branch of the Holocaust Museum in Germany dedicated to black people. Guess why? Because it was a group of black pilots, and I don't know why they don't teach you this in the military. They were called the Great Liberators. They saved Jewish people from the worst extermination camps in the world. They don't tell you that. I found that out outside of school when I read books. That's why if you want to teach your children what's about being black and how to really be black, you need to send them to museums. That's where the real history is, specifically in other countries. Because our museums here are political too. The Smithsonian.
I was about to say the museums here, they ain't always 100% accurate. You're right.
The museums in other places, however, are very historical. They got why do you think the Vatican got so much black artifacts underground? They don't want you to know that's there. That's what they really had. Because American history is African history, if we're gonna be honest.
That's really like the book Stolen Legacies. They hide stuff from us because they don't want. See, this is the thing. They don't want the black man and black woman and black child to know how great you are. So they hide your history. They lock it behind door and key and never reveal. They don't tell you about the black Pope or the black Madonna.
Yep.
It was really the black Madonna and a black Pope. They don't tell you about, because remember, when you look at history, and you know this, brother, TJ,
yeah,
that this whole thing, the race is a social construct. Most people in the world did not identify themselves and use words like black.
Right.
They called themselves by a geographical location or like a particular culture. Mm-hmm. Right. Like I was looking at a video on YouTube and I was trying to load that video up here on Happs, and I couldn't do it because Happs was having problems one day. And there was this young man who's got a channel where he was interviewing this brother in Guatemala, somewhere in the Caribbean. And when he interviewed this brother was like the leader of the village. And he said, how do you think we got here? And the young man said, well, you probably got here through the slave trade. Or he said, no, we always been here. He said, my people, we are the original. They call themselves Carrot for the Caribbeans. He says, we are the original. We were here. He said, we never came from Africa. There were Africans who came here after. That's why I said earlier that black people are global. That's why I don't get into these goofy debates about, well, black people weren't from Africa. We were originally native people here in North America. Yeah, but we were also native to the Caribbeans before even slavery. Yeah, so black people, we're all over the world. That's why I said we have to look at things from a global perspective as well as our personal perspective where we live. Because when I looked at this video, this brother talked about a language, and in the village, they're losing the language because there's not that many of them living there. He said when he first got there, it was nothing but black people. And guess who else was there? Mayans. The ancient Mayans were there. Well, then,
natives too. Yes, they are.
As he was walking him through the village, he showed them the real name of the land, the real flag of the land. And he also walked by this guy that was speaking in this. It's called Garfield. It's some kind of language.
It's like a native language. Yeah,
and I can't pronounce it right now. It's GURF.
Anyway, people can look it up. As long as you spell it, look it up.
He walked past this one guy sitting down, and the guy spoke to him in the language. And he said to the young man, he thinks that he's one of us. He said, we took him in because his family was killed, but that man is Mayan. Look at him. He's Mayan, but he identifies with our culture. And what I'm saying to you, the reason why I'm saying this is to say that I don't like getting into this mindset that black people only come from here and we only come from there. because every time I look at a program like that, I'm like, God damn, they never taught me that in school. All right, they make you think that Europeans just discovered all this stuff, right? No,
Yes.
there were black people that were here. They just didn't call themselves black people.
Real
They
quick,
were
let me add
called
this to it.
something else.
Right. But they were of what we would identify as a black person. Last thing I want to say, a quick rapid fire, couple points, and then I'm gonna bring Shannon in and tell you I'm gonna let y'all close it out because I'm through.
Yeah,
but
I wish True would have came back up so that I could hear his points, but that's cool.
Right.
I thought he was still in the chat.
Yeah, he might be still.
He was in the chat. He was in the chat.
Yeah, he might still be. Him
Hey,
and Brian got.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am. This is my brother's show, Political Smoke Show. This was a pop-up show that I put on my YouTube channel because on Happs, when you come on panels, you can send the feed to your individual social medias. So I'm a guest on the brother's show. I just wanted to pop this up tonight for people to hear what we're talking about. It's a great conversation tonight.
Thank you.
This motherfucker's a guest. This motherfucker's a guest. He done doubled the viewership in 15 minutes.
I know,
he said he was going to do that, man. When he comes on, he got a whole bunch of people following him.
Right.
Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody in the chat right there.
Real quick, let me add this to what he just said.
I tell you, information, man. He's the most humble man with an S curl I ever seen in my life.
Every Tuesday,
oh man.
Usually when they got that good hair, they be egotistical like a motherfucker.
He looked like Alan Payne. He looked like Alan Payne a tad bit too. I love Alan Payne too. So real quick, y'all, this is some info, man. Every Tuesday, this technically me and Brian show. Everybody else we just had as a guest because I gotta see what Shannon. I would love Shannon to be up here permanently, but I gotta go off his schedule. I gotta go off Tony's schedule. Me and Brian been trying to come up with a political. That's why the avatar in the little red box out. See with that's me and Brian. The little avatar.
I would love my goal is to get all of you guys on my channel. Everybody, Shannon, Tony, Brother Hicks, yourself, everybody, an all-star crew of you brothers on my channel. So we got to figure how we can do that. If we can try that over a weekend, and
a weekend will probably be better because everybody's available on weekend.
Yeah, I'm available. I'm already on your YouTube channel too. Just so you know, I'm already on there.
It could be a Saturday night, whatever works. But I got to figure out a way to get you all on because this would be exciting. But I'm gonna stop right there.
You'll have to upload it to here and just tag all of us in the comment and let them know, oh, we're doing it on this day, and I can pop up. It's whatever.
Yeah. Let me help you out because I don't have YouTube TV, but I am subscribed to his channel.
Yeah,
he's on YouTube. He's got the same name. It's information.
I don't mess with YouTube. I don't mess with YouTube.
There you go.
But what I would do to get you guys, because I can have at the very max 10 people, is that on the YouTube channel proper itself, I can utilize StreamYards and I can max it out to 10 people on the panel.
That'll work.
But I would love to get an all-star crew of you guys up on there so we can have a Saturday night man power.
That'll work.
I would love it.
That'll work. You know what? But in the meantime, every Tuesday we're gonna pop up different topics.
Oh yeah,
it's always gonna be open forum. It don't have to stay on one topic. Now I did have 3 topics. We covered them all. That's why we caught all 3 of them. But it don't have to be like so serious. Well, we own this the whole time. We can hop around and come back center. Anybody that know me know we hop around. As long as we come back to the center point, that's fine. A couple things I want to say. It was a brother in the YouTube chat that said, and it's everything is scrolling so fast. That's why I usually have somebody read. I think it was James Garland. James Garland, here it is. I found it. No disrespect, bro. And I know you probably white. And let me read the thing so you know what I'm talking about. It say, I agree. Then he put me. Good point, but not all white people are racist, which I clearly stated. But there are black people who are racist as well. It's not always at one point. Let me clarify something. First of all, a black person can't be racist. And before everybody lose their shit and go crazy, let me explain why. It's 3 different terms that we mix up with racism. We mispronounce racism all the time. That's why you got to read this book called Black Labor, White Wealth by the great Dr. Claude Anderson, who's also put Michigan on the map. He's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He's done a lot of stuff for Michigan and also for Baltimore. But this is why you got to read that. You got to read Powernomics. This is why people are so confused. Because in that book, he very specifically explains not only the way black people got the way they are now, but the historical and financial ramifications why they became the way they was. If anybody that know me know I'm a very word-specific person because that's the only way you could thoroughly explain something to somebody. Let's break the word race down for a minute. This is why black people cannot be racist. First of all, racist is a political, economical concept that black people have no type of power to impose on anybody. The only 2 people, 2.5 technically, people that can oppose racism on anybody. Obviously, the most obvious is white people. White and Arab, their cousins, and Asians, because they have the most power to do it. Racism, which is what a lot of people mix up, is they mix up racism with prejudice. Anybody can be prejudiced to anybody by choice. Everybody got a goddamn good reason to be prejudiced of something. For example, if you're allergic to goddamn peanuts, and it might kill you and close your throat up, you ain't gonna like goddamn peanuts. You prejudiced towards peanuts. People have historical reason to be prejudiced. That don't mean they right, but we've been programmed to be prejudiced. Discrimination is something black people can do. We can discriminate against anything. I discriminate over ice cream all the time. I like vanilla ice cream over everything. So I'm discriminating against chocolate goddamn ice cream. Another thing is bigotry. Bigotry is also a reflection of culture. People are taught to be bigots. Black people can do that. However, I refuse with a capital R to ever call black people racism, because racism is what, and I'm about to explain it to you. Racism is when I can tell you can't go to a certain school, when you can't work at a certain job, when I can control how much money you can make. If you do something wrong, I can fire you for some glow in the dark ass reason. That's what racism is. I asked you, good brother James Garland, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. What black person you know got the power to do that? That's what racism is.
Now, let me go ahead and jump in on that. James Garland is an older Caucasian dude that I met up here on Happs. He's a good dude.
And that's
he's giving his aspect. Yeah, he's giving his aspect, and I know what you're saying. He will elaborate with his. He will conversate with you with no problem.
But it's no denying that. That's factual. Black people cannot be racist. What black person right now?
We got that part.
Listen,
you broke it down.
I don't think it's any
can get their white boss fired for making a check late. What black person you know can do that? That's what racism is.
I don't think
it's an economical term.
Right. It's racism. Racism equals power. That power is control of the institutions that run this society. Just like Neely Fuller Jr. stated, those institutions are the institutions of labor, politics, education, right? War. They control religion. They control sex. Believe it or not. Look at what we got running around today. So if black people don't control any of that, so I can be prejudiced and say, hey, I don't like white people. I don't like this person, or I don't like that. But do I have the power, as you just said, to keep that person out of the housing, right? That's what happened to black people. You look at that movie, The Raisin in the Sun. That movie was really about home discrimination. Yes. The brother got money from a check that his father left behind for his family. He was trying to move his family into another neighborhood. The white people in that neighborhood who had economic power and control of the system said, we don't want black people in here, so do whatever you can to guide them away from this neighborhood. Check this out. There was a black woman that's married to a white man. This was recent. They could not sell the house. Why? Because they had pictures in the house of the child, her with him, and they couldn't sell the house. You guess how they were able to sell their house? And they weren't going to get fair market value when they had to take down. This is what America is really all about, folks. I got to be honest. They had to take down all the pictures of the black child, of the black wife, and put up all the white pictures. The white man,
of the black family.
Right.
That's we already did with that one.
Right.
We already did with that one. Yeah.
That's right. So he put up the pictures of his family, his white family, and all of that. And guess what? The house was able to be sold. That's in America in the 21st century. So that means this shit is not over. Now until another white person can tell me how a black person has held them down economically, educationally, in any capacity where we've been in control of this society to make them suffer institutionally. If you can say, which white person can say that? None of them, because they never have. We never have.
You're right. On a major scale, you would be right.
On a complete scale, I'm right, brother, because we don't control any of the major institutions in this country. There was a time when if you wanted to go to, let's say, a law school for a law degree, and if it was a quote unquote white college, you weren't going there because there were laws that said that you could not go there. They discriminated against you. No black person. Now we got white people who go to historical black colleges
for free,
and there is no history or documented evidence to show that black historical colleges had discriminated against white people from getting a degree there. We don't do it. Black people are the most loving people. Matter of fact, I think we're too goddamn loving.
Way too much.
It's coming out. It's coming out.
That's-
TJ, I know
that's
you
the
wanted to shut it down, man.
And
I'm good
before
with
I
what
get
everybody
off
said.
of this,
Yes.
what I wanted to say to you all, brothers, it's Miranda 46, Memoranda 46, Jimmy
I
Carter.
heard of that. Yeah.
Memoranda or Miranda?
No, Memoranda 46. They purposely kept black people divided from from African brothers and sisters to keep us divided, from keeping us doing commerce together, working together economically, and what have you, back in the 70s under Jimmy Crackcorn Carter.
Memorandum.
Memorandum 46.
I just put it in the comment section right there, bro. I knew somebody was gonna ask. I just put it there. Yeah.
So, how many more people want to speak? Because I mean, I don't want to like
go. He said he got to go cook, so go ahead and finish, bro.
I just heated the oven. Y'all good? I'm waiting on the oven to heat. Go ahead, Sean.
So, two things. And this is the old dude in the room, because I'm 51. You got me information, man, or I got you? I'm 51. Huh?
We're the same age, brother. I'm 51.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, we did talk about we are the same age. Okay. All right. So you see the way information comes at it. You see the way I come at it. You see the way Tony come at it. You see the way Brian came at it. You see the way True came at it. All these brothers that are in this chat are all eligible to be on a panel with us.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies on this in this chat. Huh?
You forgot me.
It's your show. I'm talking to you, nigga. What you talking about?
I didn't know who you was talking to. I was about to say, damn, because I'm 30, I don't qualify. Go ahead, Shannon. I say you need to stop.
I said it's the old dude in the room. If you weren't in the room, I wouldn't have said the old dude. Old dudes don't have to sit around and say old dude.
None of y'all old. Y'all still walking. Ain't neither one of y'all.
All three of us the same age.
No, we all good. Hey, we all good. We'll usher your ass. Don't bring your girl around me. We'll usher your ass. All right. You know, I mean, hell. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna get your wife to hit you with that skillet for sitting there talking about you still MOB in this motherfucker.
When I get home, she gonna have that shit laced up like Willie Mays. Like, look, nigga.
Right.
Now, what I want to say is, everybody that's been in this chat, everybody that's been actually on screen tonight, y'all do understand that this is some rare shit, and it's fucked up because I watch way more podcasts and I watch like network TV now. And I see all this right here gets to a certain point, then everybody falls out. I think we are part of the sick and tired of being sick and tired podcasters. We don't want that general shit. Like, you might have thought like I was getting bored or I wasn't really with it or I heard all this shit tonight. But what I heard was cohesiveness. We didn't all agree with each other, but look at us. 2 hours and 56 minutes, we all still here. Almost 500 motherfuckers on this bitch.
Oh, I got 524 on my side. Go.
Oh, you know what? I had to drop. Remember, I had to drop and came back?
Yes.
So it's probably, okay. So you got to understand, we can do this. I know you say you don't fuck with YouTube. YouTube is the vessel that most people use to send their shit out. But look what
it's not that I don't voluntarily. It's just I always get kicked off because I be saying some real shit and they don't want me on there.
Well, here's the thing. There's the old man in the room. Young Lion, I ain't trying to take no fire. You never hear me douse your fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not telling you to get cooked by Kwame Brown to get in the go along to get along game. But Tony, Information, and myself have had to go along to get here.
Yes.
We ain't had to break our balls. There's been some times where you've been like, damn, I need to feed my family, but you ain't really had to break your ball. We'd have never met. All of us would have never met. If somebody would have broken us, we wouldn't be on these platforms. We'd be on some boule shit. We'd be on some shit that you know what? We wouldn't think we needed repair. We would think we just didn't work hard enough.
That's where the power was at. That's what we were taught the power was at. That's right.
Yeah. So what we're doing here right now is we're building and don't even really know it. It's like when you teach your kids some shit and they having fun and they don't really understand they learning. Right here, right now, You done put several motherfuckers on this panel. Hell, your co-host to the show got booted and couldn't get back in, but stayed in the chat.
Right.
So you got the same-minded people, and he ain't black. He Thai. And he done fucked up my whole fucking shit for Thai food. Because Thai food that I've been eating ain't even Thai food. It's Korean food, Chinese food, Japanese food.
Yeah. He's
but I'll still fuck with him because he told me the truth.
Thank you. That's the whole point right there. That's the whole point of this shit. He told us the truth. What we thought we knew, got brought up. And that's what matters.
Tony and Shannon, you know what's fucked up? They think Brian, because we live in Houston, they think Brian Mexican all the time. Brian is white and Asian. They think he Mexican all the time. Ain't that fucked up?
Look, motherfucker. Look, we all go dark on this bitch. And we don't talk about reparations, repair, and just talk about some business shit. Yeah. People will think we white.
That's true.
If we just get into our modes and talk about business, we don't talk black, we don't talk white, we talk business.
Yeah.
And in business, you just said it a couple nights ago. You can't say finna in business. You can't say fixing to in business.
Damn sure can.
We know how to speak business, and we know how to speak when we go home.
And we know how to read. And we know how to fucking read. All we got to do
is know how to read.
Interpretation. We got to work on our interpretation. Spoiler alert. We know how to read. We got to work on our interpretation. That's how this broadcast is going to keep going.
Period.
I want to say, brother, thank you for letting me come up. I was on the road getting home, and so thank you for letting me come up, brother. I really appreciate this conversation with you all. And like I said, brother, we're gonna I'm gonna try to get all you brothers together, and we're gonna go directly on my YouTube channel, and we're gonna have a Saturday night man talk like this and just break it all down.
Yo, man, you gotta get in touch with me, man.
If you everybody check this brother out on Happs. Let everybody know, because I got an audience over here watching. Let everybody know where they can find you at, TJ, because you're on Happs, and he does this show on Happs. And like I said, for those of you who want to check Happs out, it does allow you to broadcast into all of your social media. So all I did was that he gave me an invite. I came on, and I said, first I sent this out to my Twitter and a few other social medias, and I said, well, this conversation is getting good. Let me pop open the YouTube channel. And the minute you click it, it will send the feed of you on another panel to your individual platforms that you're on. So this is why. So I'm actually technically a guest. For those of you who are wondering, it's the Political Smoke Show. I'm actually a guest, and it's being broadcast into my YouTube channel because I decided to click the right button to allow it that to happen using the Happs TV. So everybody, I'm about to get off the panel. Unless there's any other powerful things that brothers are going to say that I should be here to speak on, I'm going to get off and get myself something to eat. And I want to tell everybody that's on my side of the neck of the woods, thank you for coming over and listen. I called it a pop-up show on my channel because it popped up. It wasn't something that I planned in advance. It was very natural, organic, should I say. So everybody in the chat room, we got Joe, we got Natural, we got Joe in the house, J-Lo, Rich, Maurice, Muhammad, everybody that's come in, Royalty who came in. I just want to say hi to everybody. Over 50 and Fabulous who came in the house. Guy Nollywood Jr., that's a good brother there. Peggy Roster. And it was Royalty Supreme who came in, and Gregory X that came in. There's a few of the good folks who came in. Very good. Very good folks. And good folks in the Happs chat as well.
Harris, man. Big ups to you, bro, for real.
And I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but I definitely want to say respect to James Garland, because James Garland could have tucked his tail and ran.
That's true. Yeah, big ups, bro. And like I said, ain't no disrespect. I just want to be clear, bro. I'm of the opinion it ain't no disrespect to him, and I know him.
No. You and I don't think he took it as disrespect. But clarity is why we've been here for 3 hours.
Right.
This is just because we've been able to speak. We've been able to speak on what somebody else said or somebody else's ideology, and we meant about it. I mean, but there's some people that just can't handle. It ain't like we brought ridiculous heat, because we were all kind of in the same vein.
Right.
And I think what he spoke on, because basically what he said, the shit Okay, sometimes we do blame the other side when it's some self-inflicted shit.
Yes.
That's some individual shit. Systemically, we already know where we're at. But sometimes the individual shit will be some shit that we come in. I mean, it's just like, oh, I ain't gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that. You come in with the negative thing and you don't even know the lay of the land. But we have that, we put up those blockers. And so I get what he's saying. That's why I'm glad you were able to get that clear with him. But he said, he's sharing info, and people sharing these posts and liking these posts, that's huge. Because I mean, we gonna hit 500. If we stay in this bitch two more minutes, we gonna hit 500.
We at 558.
We got 558 people watching.
Oh, that's right. I'm behind because I got kicked out. That's right. That's right.
One damn minute. I'm co-hosting now. Anyway, I don't want to shut you up. Information, man. I know you got to roll, but big ups to your man Antoine Foster too. I saw him in the chat. Yo, big ups to your people, man.
Yeah, what up, Joe Antoine?
That's a good combination of all our social medias combined of people that are have put eyeballs on the stream. That's fantastic.
Yes.
But like I said, I'm gonna get ready to get off. I'll be back since I know he goes on Tuesdays. I'll be back over here Tuesday. Hey, what's going on with brother Hicks? Does he still do his
Jay still does his thing. Do me a favor, and I want to tell you this too, man. No disrespect to what you got going on, but keep your Happs notifications on. There's a lot of broadcasts, a lot of conversation we have. I do want you to pop up. I'm going to do you a favor right now. I'm on your YouTube channel. I'm about to like it, so you're gonna see me hit the like real quick.
Okay.
I just hit it right now. Like I said, I've been on there. I don't have a YouTube TV hookup. I just got regular YouTube. But I think I got your notifications on. So when you broadcast, if you don't hear from me or see me, hit me the hell up on here.
Right.
I'm saying it like that on purpose. You can start your show here and we'll carry it over there, whatever. But you can put 8 people on this screen when you broadcast. Right. You got 8 people up here. You can bring your YouTube folks. They can stream it.
All right, I just brought info up.
Yeah, everybody on YouTube,
liking
that, Twitter, or Facebook. Let me tell y'all something. You broadcast from Happs, it goes on the other platforms. We can stay in touch with each other, and we can check out each other's conversations, even just through the comments. James Garland, big ups to you for sticking around, like you said, because a lot of people would have got feelings and broke out. For you to be an older gentleman, I got respect for the fact that you stood here and listened. You gave your aspect. You let everything be, and that's one aspect of equality we do not see enough of, especially on social media. Big up to you for that. You said you was going to back me up with what I got going on, man. I thank you for sticking around me, TJ, and for contributing, man. You've been checking everything out, so big ups to everybody up here for real.
Let me say something. I want to correct something. There's somebody that's been following me on both my channels, and I've been saying the name wrong. Her last name is Muhammad, but the first name is Marcellus Muhammad. If I'm saying that, so I want to give her a personal apology because I've said her name wrong in the past, and she's been rocking with me for a little minute now, supporting me since she discovered my channel. So I want to say nothing but respect to her. DOD is in the house. I see Freeman Media in there too, and we got my brother Keith that's in the house. So. Yeah, we're gonna do this.
Freeman Media's brother Shannon.
Yeah, that's brother Shannon. Yeah, because I interviewed him on my channel, so people are already kind of familiar with him. And I'll be back over here next Tuesday whenever you do the political smoke show when I'm getting into the house. Most definitely.
Central Time Zone.
Keep your Happs going information, man. People need
I will. I will. The only thing I have to say though is I do hope at some point that they figure out how to move it forward out of the beta stage, because
they're working on it.
Sometimes it has problems.
It's been glitching for the past few months. It's been glitching like hell.
And I wish they would, when you use it on your hand device, I don't like the way they change the design on when you use it on your phone. I like it the way they had it before. They should go back. If you're listening to me,
they likely are. They likely are.
If y'all listening to me, y'all should change it back to that first design you had when you're using your handheld device. I don't like the way it is now with the blue and it doesn't look great.
Real quick, info man, shout out, and we got to give him his flowers on this because he's the reason that they stopped taking cuts from our sponsorship money. Because if you had an active sponsor, they was taking a cut based off the amount. So if it was $1, I believe they was taking 10 to 15 cents. Eric Hypes, check out Eric Hypes, great artist. He's a reason he was fighting them for weeks because you got to email them. They don't respond on here no more because they trying to, now that the world opened up a bit, they trying to get back. They got a lot of ground to cover because this app is so behind and the pandemic didn't help. For the people that don't know, Happs started in January 2019. They 2.5 years old. The pandemic screwed them up because they was gone and they didn't have a staff to fix it or whatever. It was developed by a couple people out of the West Coast, Silicon Valley or whatever. Pablo, I think one of them named is Mark. And they trying to get it going. So if you want it, it's this nice girl. I think her name is Emily. You can find the information on here. If you scroll, you'll find it. Find their email and reach out to the person and tell them what the problem is. Eric Heights got a lot of that money. He's one of the reasons that they changed that. So I got to give him his flowers for that. Big up to Eric, bro. Yeah. He and he from the Midwest too. He's from Tennessee. So that's
and I want to say that for those of us on Happs, there are people on Happs that have been sort of like ambassadors of Happs. The people who created Happs, they'll come into your chat room, unlike YouTube. And they will actually give you feedback and tell you if you got any kind of problems. I'm happy that they've, there's some of us on Happs that have been given a little star on our channels. And I think they will reward you, and you can actually generate. We have these things. Can you explain it, how they do the coins and how that can turn into?
Quick. So what happens is Happs is technically designed for independent journalism. They can't provide you with a stipend like a company, like if you work for the Tribune or whatever y'all local paper, they can't give you a salary like that. However, they reward you with badges and almost like an honorary type, a degree type thing. Because if you see the top posters on Happs, they all people of journalism. They are like on the spot. They're using their phones to record a lot of liberal social stuff and all of that. Those is like the top people on, with the exception of Michael Bathurst. Michael just leveled up on his own. Like he a top person too, but he focused on a lot of music and stuff like that. And Michael one of our people, he part of the family. Bathurst, Toronto stand up. He from Toronto, but so that's what it is. So right now, me being one of the lower level people, I'm still technically what they call a top poster. Info Man probably got his too, because he that's usually with the people that got a platform. If you constantly broadcast, anybody that know me know I broadcast like 6 days a week. I would usually only take off like half a Saturday or half a Friday. That's the only time I take off. I'm on here every day, usually wrestling related, because that's in marketing. That's my background's in. But I'm posting stuff up a lot based off that. And within 6 weeks of just going hard in the paint, I became a top. I just woke up one day and this weird little badge was on my thing. I was like, what the hell is that? And I hovered over it and it said top poster. So you get that after a certain amount of views and a certain amount of days that you post, mainly based off the views. And they'll give you that. So that's something that you get. You also get a top broadcasters award, but that goes to the people that's covering like live action news stuff. Like if it was a crime, an accident, or it was a shooting in their community, they get them those. But as far as the rewards,
there's a lot of one of the things I do like about Happs is that there's a lot of there's a lot of talented people. You got legitimate journalists, musicians, a lot of professional people that I've noticed of all walks of life all over the world that are using the platform. So I'm glad to be here tonight. Brother Shannon, you was off the hook tonight, brother.
And I was just literally trying to take a back seat because I already tell y'all I'm not about the data as much as I will bring the energy. I know some shit, but y'all are a little bit more data driven than I am. I know a lot of little things about a lot of the stuff y'all talked about, but I didn't know some of the things through and through. So I will generally take a back seat. Because I'm old, I don't always believe I need to get the microphone. And because I leave 2-3 videos a day, it's not like I'm not out here. But and when I get people like, I had never heard True before. So I was really interested in what True was saying. I had never heard Brian before. Fuck TJ, fuck Tony. I hear them all the time. But these dudes came on. I'm like, these are two people I've never heard before. I literally never heard them before. And I'm blown away that they were just that open. It wasn't a big thing to me that Brian wasn't black. and he ain't a wigger. So it ain't like he's trying to just fit in. He comes in with who he is. And True, True dropped nugget after nugget after nugget. And shit, why would I want to impede that? So I never even finished what I was trying to say. TJ's got to understand being a host like he is on a panel like this. Whoever's got it rolling, we gonna feed that guy. Like you had it rolling tonight with the data. We gonna feed you. We feeding True. Tony and I can sit on the sidelines because how many casts are you on a day, Tony? 3 or 4 of them? Tony not even there right now.
I think he had to step away for a minute.
Yeah, Tony's at least he's on 2 broadcasts when I wake up in the morning. He's on Brother Bashard thing, and then he might be on there with Eleanor or something. He's on at least 2 casts in the morning. So Tony gets in there. TJ's on there, a couple times a day. So it's like when I can sit back and listen to people like y'all, this shit is, and like I said, this is about building something. I've been trying to do this shit since I've been doing videos for years. And nobody wants to build. Everybody wants to be that one sole microphone. I'm like, dude, we start having these discussions here, then we can start having them in some real spaces. But if we can't even talk as men here, we'll never be able to move anywhere.
Right.
I love the fact that y'all can bring all the information. I'm like, and some of the shit I flat out have never heard before. It's crazy to me. Said June Gregory. And then I just like reading the chat.
Yeah, I want to say everybody in the chat room, you all are great.
Ridiculous.
Let me make another announcement since I'm going to. Tomorrow night, everybody that's familiar with my second channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast, I'll be going live over there tomorrow night to give you another evening podcast. I'm going to go in strong on the issue around the young lady who got her baby snatched by the Dr. Karen doctor. I'm getting all over that nasty tomorrow. So be on the lookout. Matter of fact, I got to get off of here pretty soon so I can prepare that broadcast tomorrow, that podcast tomorrow. So it's ready to go when I get to my little studio. So everybody, it's been great tonight.
Appreciate you, bro.
I really appreciate what you're saying, Shannon. That's why I respect you, man. You always, even when I hear you speak, sometimes I watch you in the bushes, man, when you be on your channel. I hear what you be saying. You be speaking some smoke. You be putting the smoke out there, man.
At this point, I'm just trying to get us as a collective to be on the same page. You and I vibed when we first met. We've been rocking with each other ever since. Everybody, because we're not gonna vibe with everybody. That's how we got here. You got 10,000 subscribers. You don't even need to be fucking with people like us.
No,
real
brother.
Shit.
I don't even think like that, brother.
I know you don't, but if you were about just getting the followers and subscribers, you wouldn't deal with us. Because that's what a lot of people are doing, and that's why they're plateauing now.
This is what I do when I'm on YouTube. I actually enjoy going to smaller channels because the smaller channels are where you getting the real information. The bigger channels be ear hustling the small channels, and then they'll go back and act like they said something that they got from a smaller channel. Smaller channels keep it 100% real. That's why I support I don't care how big or small you are. If you speak in truth, I'm going to support you and want to deal with you. It's just that simple.
Right. I can't prove it, but Frida knows I done sent Frida clips. I might even send to Shannon some clips. Literally 2 to 3 days after I done said some shit on my little 460-something subscriber YouTube channel, or maybe on Happs or whatever. 2-3 days later, one of the big heavyweights, they running that same shit. And then they fuck up because they not even original enough, because it's the same story. And ain't like I got a lock on the story, but they say some of the same shit that I say, like verbatim. I've sent Frida the clip and like, listen to this shit. And she'd be like, That's what you just said. Literally. I mean, I done had it from motherfuckers like Tim Black. And I fuck with Tim Black heavy. I watch his shit all the time. All the way up to motherfuckers like a Tariq. But see, Tariq ain't doing all his research himself. Tariq got people doing research for him. So Tariq probably ain't never seen my shit, but I bet you somebody that work in Tariq's camp has. I done tagged Tariq in my videos before.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get them little few views on my shit, and then the next morning I got some views, that's West Coast shit. That's other parts of the country type shit. That ain't Midwestern motherfuckers looking at my shit 3, 4 in the morning. That's people on who's out west. All them big motherfuckers.
Who you talking
about? And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, but the way I look at it, if you like the content, bring me on your shit.
You talking about Tariq Nasheed, Shannon?
Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Tariq's got a whole team of motherfuckers that comb the internet and get him his data. He's got a machine now.
Yeah.
He's got a machine. So I wouldn't expect him to watch my shit, but if I got somebody in a hashtag and they looking for a story on that shit, they'll go to it.
Right.
You know
what the thing with brothers like Tariq is though, Shannon, he got I big ups to him for the Hidden Color series and all that. He branched out with that. And the problem I got with dudes like him, even though that's necessary information that our people need with the Hidden Color series and all that, the problem I got with him, Umar Johnson, and Boyce Watkins all blew up at the same time. All three of them, they all got different platforms of what they do. They all relatively became famous around the same time. And then after the whole Umar thing came out, you had Tariq coming out, sitting here talking about, oh, well, I've been knew Umar was a fraud. When we was working on the Hidden Colors together, we was a fraud. Then you got Umar on the flip talking about, oh, yeah, he was an F-boy, he's a fuckboy, this and that. So y'all wait till somebody put a light on some scandal y'all involved in before you call somebody out for their behavior. Why you ain't call that out while they was in the middle of everything? The thing I don't like is opportunistic black people. Because that make me look like you was shady to begin with. Now, I ain't followed Tariq in years. You telling me that he got this whole team and all that? He got that from being grassroots with the Hidden Color stuff. So now I'm gonna start. Ain't nothing personal against Tariq, but I'm about to start watching them though. How you get this platform with this grassroots black people shit you built about what we owe as black people? Now I'm gonna start watching them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Have you seen his video? Have you seen his clip about the museum?
No, no, I haven't followed him in about 3 or 4 years. No, I haven't.
Okay, I can definitely tell you this because I was in and out with him because he was in that whole beef with ADOS and all that, and it wasn't even ADOS. It was just basically him and Yvette Carnell that kept going back together.
Right.
Antonio Moore really didn't get involved with it too much, but he, once you in it, if you in it and you against Tariq, he gonna go for everybody. So he went for both of them. But the thing was, I think Tariq has finally figured it out. Absolutely, he's been an opportunist in this thing. Absolutely, he's been a capitalist in this thing. But Tariq has really never changed his stripes. Tariq's always been about the bread. He's always been about. I mean, he was doing the pimping shit and all that. That was all about money. And he's become more socially conscious with the movies, but he was always about that too. He just didn't dig into it. So when motherfuckers started getting more socially conscious, he was like, well, let me go over here. It ain't like he ain't been with it. He's just had so many other things, and this is a hell of a lane. This is a hell of a lane. But he's on to some shit right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off, but he's on to some shit right now that I'm actually fucking with because I'm like, damn, nigga. Like, why didn't you do this first and then do the Hidden Colors movie?
But Shannon, let me just say this because TJ made this statement tonight. Museums are important because we do need to know our history. We need to go more in depth with our history. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. What black people need more than anything right now is we need a group economics. I've been talking about this on my program. We need more group. We need more group economics. Absolutely. We need more of an economic base, and we need a business district. Tariq is building or wants to build a museum in an area in Crenshaw that nobody wants to talk. I live in California. I know this. an area that is being gentrified. Black people are being gentrified out of that area and being pushed further and further out of that part of LA into the Riverside area, as they're being gentrified out of California in general. And so what I'm saying is that we have to address that issue. That's happening because Black people are losing or do not have an economic base. We need an economic base. Now, I know he wants to build this museum so he can have showings there. He can open it up to the community and have people, you know, sell their goods there, promote what they're doing there. That sounds great. But a problem I have, and I looked at a video recently, is that there's a soul food restaurant right next to where he would potentially build this. Guess who owns the soul food restaurant? It ain't nobody Black.
No, it ain't nobody Black.
No, it's Mexican people, because the Mexicans or Latinos are the highest growing group in California. And guess what they're doing? They're moving their people in to create a business district for their people. That's my point.
Well, I mean, we just saw what happened. We just saw what happened with the Baldwin Hills Mall, with the Crenshaw Mall. We had the highest bid. The Black people had the highest bid. They went with a lower bid, and the guy's Russian, and he's not even large out there. And I just made points about this a couple of nights ago. They don't take the Black bid, but then the bid they do take is a Russian guy. And we got to stop, because TJ need to get the fuck out of here.
Nah, we good. Y'all can keep going, because I already started cooking. Y'all good. Y'all good.
The Russian guy has major ties to New York investors. Who the fuck is in New York?
You know what? Let me add this to what you just said, because I got to get up again and take this food out the oven in like 5 minutes.
And I got to eat.
Right. And I'm gonna
go ahead.
Let me pick out what he just said, because I'm glad we're gonna have to do a whole episode. Matter of fact, our next episode will be about Black people having an economical base. Next Tuesday, put it in the map. I'm gonna make the bulletin after this. That's what we're talking about, because that needs its own episode, because there's so many different lanes we got to go down with it. However, let me add this to what he just said. We need to, because Black people think it's overly complicated, and people get upset at me online when I try to talk to them about it. A Black economical base that Brother Information Man is talking about here is a 5-story building. It's great, Dr. Claude Anderson. Black people need to start moving vertical. We move too horizontally, and when you move horizontally, you lose focus like that. Vertical means you dominate an industry from the bottom to the top. That's vertical movement. That's what we need to be doing. So what Black people need to start doing first is we have to build a 5-story building to build a community. That's what you need. The first floor in that 5-story building is economics. You cannot do nothing without economics. We try to jump to the third floor, second floor rather, which is education. You got to have money to balance out the education. You learning other people's information because you go to their universities. Why don't you start even HBCUs, which we got a lot of our great scholars and entertainers from HBCUs. However, they dominated by white money. So it's really not a Black institution, because it's backed by and subsidized by white money. So that's not a Black unit. I understand it gives us cultural pride and our whole Greek life and all that, but what about practicality? There's not much practicality. You still gonna go work for a white corporation someplace. So that's why everything starts with what? Economics, and I'm at the link up with some Black people that got some money. Seaway Banks is one of the few historically Black-owned banks. We need to get their shit together, because they think they can give you bad customer service and all that. No, we need you to be spread out like Chase. The reason Black people go with Chase, because what? The distribution. I can go to fucking California. I live in Chicago. It's a Chase Bank out there. That's why Chase is dominating the bank game right now. That's what Seaway Bank needs to be. Black people always say, oh, I don't got Black people come to my business. How good is your customer service? How good is your feedback? How good is your courtesy? That's what we fucking up at. We got to make sure all this stuff is in place. So the first floor is the economics. Then we can go up to education. And then the third floor is the police department and politics. The reason police officers don't respect us, they don't have a practical reason to. They know Black people don't have no industry that they beholden to as a police department. So they're going to police, what people have to understand, and the police was started to, the first thing they started for was to catch slaves and take them back. Now they evolved to do what? Protect businesses. Black people don't have businesses. Why the hell would the cops protect you? They look at you as an irritant and they want you out of the way as soon as possible. That's why Black people get their ass whipped, and we go out in the streets and we want to march, and as we should. It's your right to protest. It's part of the First Amendment. However, we got to do more practical stuff, which is what? If you beat Black people, guess what, Mr. Sergeant or whatever you are with the police department, your ass gonna be gone by tomorrow if you don't come out your pocket and pay that family that you just put trauma on and a financial burden. That's what your goddamn job is. Well, guess what? We gonna come ski mask your ass. We gonna pull you out on that line and take care of you. That's how you do business. They don't respect you. What the mafia do when they need something done? And I live in one of the most mafia historical cities in this country. They take a briefcase full of money and say, you know what, Mayor Greenstone or whatever the hell your name is, if you don't get this, that, and that done for Italian people, you see that river right there, that's gonna be your permanent resting place. Now, I'm not saying we got to go that extreme measure all the time, but nobody fears or respect black people because what? We don't have any institutions. That's why you need money first.
Which means what? We don't, in a nutshell, we don't have power. Power equals money. Power equals control of our politics. So those are key areas. We have to have power, and that power consists of, we have to have economic power to have power, political power to have power. We have to be able to work as one on one accord in a code to have power. All those elements that other groups, now of course other groups didn't suffer through some of the things that we had to suffer through historically, but other groups have been able to blend those herbs and spices together to make things work for them. We got to figure out a way to do this. The thing that really bothers me the most is when you have black people who get on social media and they run scams on their own people. They run scams and things of that nature. Not all, but that's one of the things that bothers me when you do get black people that you want to believe in and they scamming you.
And so we're not just talking specifically about Umar, because there's plenty more hustlers that are out there. Like I told you, I'm fucking with Tariq on this museum because I want to see him make a full turn. I don't want him to be as opportunistic as he has been, and he don't give two shits about me. Understand this. He doesn't know me. But where we need to be in your ideology, because I don't consider myself, you are a student of Dr. Claude. You done read all of Dr. Claude's books. So have I. But I've also read them in these last few years. You've been reading these books and they've been great for you for years now. See, I knew who Dr. Claude was, but didn't know who Dr. Claude was. I learned a lot of business sense shit from my father and people he dealt with. He knew Dr. Claude. Mm-hmm. So the thing was, him knowing that and understanding ideology, he was a captain of industry, but that shit didn't get passed down to me because he worked for a corporation. He didn't own the corporation, he worked for it. So what Dr. Claude is talking about, economic infrastructure, we have to own businesses. We got to own our own community. And we're so far from that. And what he was speaking on a quarter of a century ago when he was writing these books and touring around the country, he was speaking on reparations, much like people are now.
Right.
And he was the only one. That was the problem. See, there wasn't people all over talking about reparations, repair, redress, this, that, and the other. Dr. Sandy Darity, he was a professor then. Right. But he was an up-and-coming professor then.
Yeah, he was up and coming. Nobody knew who he was or any of that kind of stuff. Right.
So all the stuff that Dr. Anderson did while he worked for those presidential administrations, and he got all that access, he did what he did while he was on the inside. Then one day he got tired, he threw his hands up and he walked away. He don't got two good fucking things to say about Washington, D.C. anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna open up a can of whoop ass on your neck of the woods, Shannon, because I remember very clearly when Dr. Claude Anderson brought his ideas or his powernomics to the city of Detroit. He wanted to open up what I've been saying tonight, and all of us, a black business district. He called it a black town, like you have Chinatown. He went to Detroit, and I'm gonna be honest, it's time to spank us. I'm gonna spank our people. At that time, the leadership in Detroit was black mayor, black this, black that, black everything. It was black people that halted his plans. He
ran him out of town.
He had a great plan to create this black business district in Detroit, and those bootlicking Negroes, I'm going to say it, ran Dr. Claude Anderson out of town, and what did they do? They hurt the black community by not taking on this project for their own personal political agendas, but not an agenda that said it's for black people. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've had time to think about this. I absolutely have no faith in politicians whatsoever, black or white or any damn color. They are really a waste of time. They're the ones who get in the way of people like Dr. Claude Anderson, who really wants to create something that would be in our best interest. But it will be a black person in a political position that will screw you over. I'll go back to when I lived in San Francisco. Mayor Willie Brown, who I have met and know personally. When everybody jumped on him because he wanted to make the football field with the mall. The reason why Willie Brown came up with that idea that was goofy to people is because Candlestick Park, where they originally played, was in an area that was mainly black. You got Potrero Hill in San Francisco, the Bayview 100 Point District area out there that's very, very poor and heavily was black. He was thinking about bringing jobs and opportunity to the community, which is why he had this idea of a mall and a shopping district with the stadium and people. And guess what? The reason why I didn't get billed because y'all's NFL and as well as white folks in San Francisco didn't want to see them do this project because they knew it would benefit black people in that area.
Power play. They power played them. Now,
it was a power play.
Let me add to what you just said real quickly, brother Info. I'm glad what you just said about the politicians, because black people, we fell way too far in love with black politicians, and we treat them like celebrities. Case in point, Obama. When he won, we didn't know what he was going to do for us. They went out and bought goddamn T-shirts. They was twerking at the inauguration. Black people lost their damn mind when Obama won. And I'm like, y'all don't even know what he going to do yet. Slow down, ask him some questions first. And I can go way deep. We'll have to do that's a whole nother thing. But my general point of what you just said, why politicians are becoming less effective, specifically for black people who are on the lowest rung that nobody wants to help. They look at us as an irritant. Ask yourself why Chinese people aren't heavily into politics. How many Chinese people do you ever see out there talking about I'm voting for, especially for a major part? They don't have to. You know why? Because they got jobs. Politics is really to protect and create jobs. That's the main function or the most important function of politicians. They're supposed to make sure certain groups of people have jobs and resources. That's what their job is. The reason Chinese people don't have to have politicians or heavy representation in big government is because of what? They have the least amount of unemployment than everybody else. Chinese people unemployment is less than 5%. That's better than white people. How many Chinese unemployed people do you see? And you live in California. It's a bunch of Asians out there. How many unemployed? You'll see one probably.
Okay, let me say this. San Francisco has a big homeless problem, ladies and gentlemen, just like New York and many other major cities. Yep. I'm 51 years old. I went to junior high school in San Francisco in the Bay Area, high school, college. So I've been around a little bit. I can count in my whole life living in San Francisco, probably on one hand, the number of homeless Asian people that I saw in San Francisco. I could probably count on my hand the number of homeless Asian people I saw in Oakland, California, and throughout the Bay Area. Why? Because they have generational wealth, they have economics, they have their own community, they tend to take care of their own. You hardly ever see them in nursing homes, hardly ever. It's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see us out there, unfortunately, especially in Los Angeles, for a whole host of reasons.
You know, right? I want to just, and this will be it for me because I know y'all. We damn near we go on towards 4.
I gotta eat.
Yeah, we gotta get
talking about eating. Y'all ain't stopped talking yet. Man. So walk around, put my son to bed, lock the door.
All right, that'll work. We can wrap it up now. Then go ahead, y'all.
When we look at like areas like your Chinatowns and wherever the places in New York and different districts, Italian places, whatever. When we see the storefronts, above the storefronts be like apartments and shit like that.
Yep.
Back in the day, in the Greenwood district, places like Rosewood, where there were Black Bottom here in Detroit, where there were prominent Black business areas, right?
Right.
Those businesses above that, those were rooming houses a lot of times, apartments and different things like that. Black people wasn't on the street. We didn't allow our people to be on the street. That was the thing about Greenwood. They had rooming houses. And see, they've got people out here down talking what Greenwood was, or what Rosewood was, what any other prominent Black community was, saying that it was just an ordinary neighborhood. No, they were onto something, because Black people didn't allow other Black people to leave that community. You stay here, you're better off here. We'll give you a place to stay. You got a place to work. If you had to go to the doctor, you didn't have to go across town to the white doctor who really didn't.
I gotta go to work in the morning, and you motherfuckers won't shut the fuck up. What's up, Jasmine? What's up to Marcella for propping up all the fellas up in here? Y'all act like motherfuckers ain't got no jobs. All you independent business broadcasters don't have no respect for motherfuckers who gotta get up in the goddamn morning. Will y'all shut the fuck up, please?
I gotta get up too.
We call this the smoke show for
I gotta get my ass up too. But
you've been talking about getting up and eating. Your ass gonna be hungry and dehydrated.
Well, because I'm in the
West. Some damn dinner and go get the damn door. And
I'm in California, so it's about 8.
Y'all heard
what is
my allergies acting up. I'll blow my nose. I done put the dishes up. I done restarted the dryer. I put my son in the bed, turned the lights off. I'm sitting here not watching the news. The news is watching me, and y'all can't shut the fuck up.
Hey, Tony, real quick, hold on, real quick, Tony. This is one of the benefits to being a millennial. I'm very good at multitasking. I didn't cook. I'm just waiting for these vegetables, man. I'm through already.
I know
bro.
this brother has done. This brother has done a broadcast.
I want to tell y'all something for real. Jasmine, how you doing? Appreciate it. Appreciate the Miss Seller for the comment for all the fellas up here.
Hold it down.
That's on and all, y'all. But honestly, this is dope. This is deep. This needs to be done. I will lose sleep over a decent conversation like this, because we need this. All we got to do after this is get some damn answers. Absolutely. We keep talking about issues. We keep talking about past. We keep talking about the legislation. Everybody up here watching, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to go ahead and throw my shit in here, because I've been quiet 45 minutes. All this shit we've been talking about has already been done. What are we going to do to get there? And then what are we going to do once we get there? That's an answer a lot of us don't answer. I'm done. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Info. Go ahead.
I'm going to say, I'm going to end this right now with, for me, you have the answer. You look at yourself every day when you look in the mirror. You are the person that can make the change. It's what you do as an individual. You just said that you put your son to bed. You're already doing it, man. You're being a responsible father. You're raising your son, and you're going to pass something on. Your son is your legacy. You're going to pass something on through him. So you're already doing some of what we need to be doing, which is what? Working within our family structures.
I meant to tell you. Remember when I lost it when I told you when my son graduated?
Yes, sir.
A couple months ago.
I think you had mentioned something like that.
He moved in. He up there now. Yeah, he just moved back in.
Okay.
And he helped me out, my baby boy, during the week, man. I just say what's up and let him come up here and holler at y'all. Brother Shannon know he's around and everything. Yeah, I ain't holler at you in a minute. Your ass be multi-channeling and can't be caught up with and all that mess. Well, I can't. I'm hooking up my YouTube now, trying to make sure everything is straight.
Right.
So I did the check on the broadcast.
But be on the lookout. I'm gonna contact. But I got Brother Hicks's number. I'll probably have to get your number so that I can coordinate and get everybody
I ain't
together.
Putting it up here because you got 700 people. I don't know 525 of these motherfuckers. Nothing against y'all, but goddamn it, I get most scams.
We're at an overall total of people watching us through the social media of 719 people. But
that's what I see.
But no, I'll probably talk to Brother Hicks and get it through him. Get you my email. And then
we good. I got you. I hit you up on YouTube.
Well, hit me up on email. You can hit me up my email. You can find it on my YouTube page in the About section, and then I'll send you. We'll talk personally on the phone and go from there. So, and then we'll do that. But let me just say, give me my last words, and the last words is just simply it. The solution is inside of all of us. It's what we do as individuals, and then what we do as a collective. So the first responsibility you have as a man, if you have family, is to your family first. Period. So I want to thank. I want to thank you.
You get your kids in the background. It don't fucking offend me. I like what he said. It don't offend me. Y'all keep going.
And thank you, everybody. I'm about to get on off. Everybody,
man, don't ask that damn done and finish your point because y'all started talking about some good shit now. See, now you tripping.
everybody that's on the YouTube version, thank you for coming over and watching the program that we piped in to my channel. That's actually on the Political Smoke Show, brother TJ. This is his actual broadcast, and on Happs TV, you're able to broadcast your feed into various social medias all over the damn place. So some folks are watching us on Twitter right now. What's
Twitter,
that?
Facebook,
Twitch,
Instagram,
everywhere.
YouTube, all that.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, and I gotta say this because I'm gonna brag, because overall we had over 724 people watching us throughout various different social medias combined into one. That
and to the 3 motherfuckers that watch me, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
If he had 3, I had 21.
I had about
you always trying to one up a motherfucker. God damn it!
I had, in all seriousness, y'all, I had 200, but brother Info brought about 4. So we're in the bit. Hey, you getting some? I'm gonna give you your flowers. You got coins coming my way. Firstly, out of my pocket, you really held it down. Well, I've been trying to get with Info. Y'all don't know how long I've been trying to get with Info. Him and Shannon, because I knew y'all was gonna have some synergy on here together. Shannon and Information Man are 2 people I've been trying to get together for a while because I know y'all was gonna have that synergy. I work with Tony all the time. This motherfucker right here, what these bitches want? I see Tony ass all the time. Tony motherfucking Brian with looking like DMX. I see these tired motherfuckers all the time. Now I love
you dealing with real cats, dog. I'm trying to tell you, I can show you some inboxes, dog, where I left motherfuckers messages. Hell, I left Antonio Moore a message and Yvette Carnell a message within 10 days of each other. 2 of the same messages about ADOS shirts. Within 3 weeks, they had an ADOS t-shirt.
Wow.
So I had already had the motherfuckers made. I was trying to donate them to their conference.
A Political Smoke show. He's promoting the show, everybody. So check him out. He's on Happs every Tuesday on Happs TV.
7 p.m. Central.
And I'll come over and join the brother. And what I put in the chat and on my shows, I said a pop-up show. So maybe this will be something that I will do.
You
on
do
Tuesday and pop it through the system.
I don't see you but once a month when I'm lucky. So I'm glad you here. TJ, you didn't realize how lucky you are. You can't catch that motherfucker right now.
He'll pop up now. In all seriousness, he'll pop up on me every once in a while. But we're gonna let him go and go. He's been trying to go for a while.
But everybody, Jasmine Virgo, everybody that's in the chat room, thank you for watching this portion. But this was really Political Smoke's program, and this was great chopping it up with the brothers. Y'all all take care, brother Shannon, brother Tony D, all of you brothers. You guys are the best, and I look forward to coming back next Tuesday and chopping it up some more. So take care. With that said,
we're gonna limit that shit to 2 hours next time. God damn it.
that probably ain't gonna happen. I always limit shit 2 hours and it never sit there, so that's probably ain't gonna happen.
TJ ain't never broadcast as long unless he was talking about wrestling. I don't give a fuck what he said.
That is true. Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta give y'all. Is this a clap that I got here? What do I got here?
Sound effects.
I got laughs.
You know I love them sound effects.
Yeah, brothers. If I got this thing working right, let me see here. I don't know if I have this thing working.
What you got?
I gotta wait for you.
I don't have something loaded up. But anyway, I'm about to jump off. Take care, brothers. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
That's indeed an Info Man in the building. Also, we ain't gonna get out of here. Shout out to Tony D for all the